Gareth Wheeler with Adrian Serioux at the Kia Training Ground ahead of the biggest match of the year. It's the 401 Derby, Toronto FC, Montreal Impact, #Decision Day, as all teams in the Eastern Conference and MLS kick off at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. TFC can finish anywhere from second place in the Eastern Conference all the way down to sixth, so a lot on the line this weekend.
Definitely a lot on the line. We've talked about this numerous times. I can't remember when it's come down to this final match to actually see where you're going to be in the standings based on who you're going to play. It's an emotional time. I'm sure the players are really starting to feel a little bit of pressure because they're still, yes, you achieved that playoff berth, but at the same time you want to be higher in the ranking to hopefully get that bypass and make sure that you're probably not dealing with the toughest opponent possible in your group. But it's going to be a special weekend, not just for TFC, but I think all around the MLS, and they're definitely looking at this as probably one of the turning points where they're gaining so much recognition because it's come down to the nitty-gritty end.
This is the benefit of having 6 playoff teams, which is new, in each conference, I should say, which is new to Major League Soccer this season. So all kinds of drama about to play out. And it just so happens TFC plays their biggest rival in their final game. And if the Montreal Impact beat Toronto FC, they can actually jump over them in the standings. If TFC wins and DC United and Columbus, they draw, that means a first-round bye in the playoffs, which would be huge for Toronto FC. But if that doesn't happen, regardless where TFC finishes, is there a team, do you think, that Toronto FC matches up better against come playoff time than the rest?
Wow, such a good question. I'm looking at the table right now and trying to think in my head who would be their best opponent or who have they had the most success against. I don't think it really matters who you're up against. I think if you look at TFC over the past couple of games and how they've been playing and the style of play, you've reached the point where you need to start focusing on what you're going to do. I know we've talked about this in the last game and they changed formation numerous times. I think you really have to find your identity now on what formation works best for you and lead into the game. You can't control what the other team's going to bring to the table, but just make sure that you're able to adapt quickly and alter that to work in your favor.
TFC was 11-5-1 at home in the season. If they draw the Montreal Impact this weekend, then they ensure themselves home field advantage, which would be huge. I personally would love to see them play DC United because they've been slipping over the course of the season. So they need to take care of their self, Adrian. So let's deal with the keys to the match. What's going to be key for Toronto going to Montreal this Sunday?
We could talk about the basic one where we say obviously a win is essential for them, but I want to see players become a little more clinical in front of the net. And leading into the playoffs, we've seen games where they've had, upwards of 10, 20 shots on frame and only 3 were tested. I think you have to be that lethal in front of the goal. So if you are given those chances, there might be few chances because now you're getting to that stage right now where everybody's hit that proper form as a team. And in the playoffs, it's going to be even more difficult to get those chances. So when you are provided those opportunities, make sure that you're able to put those in the corners and put your team up top.
Jonathan Osorio did train today for TFC, so it looks like just the one significant injury for TFC with Damien Perquis out this weekend. Use the hashtag TFC Live, #Decision Day when it comes to the final day of Major League Soccer season.